This podcast contains strong language and adult themes. Listener's discretion is advised. Hey guys, just wanted to add a little extra warning here before we get the episode underway. This particular story contains references to suicide and sexual assault. So if you're sensitive to those topics, go ahead and skip this one.
Hello, and welcome to A Page Too Far, the show where each week one of us reads a book and tells the other all about it. Will it be bad? Will it be good? Let's find out.
My name is He Who Shall Not Be Named. And this is my co-host for the evening, He Who Shall Remain Nameless. That was the best I could think of on this episode. That's the best I got.
I can't do it. There's a specific impression of Ron that I've heard people do. You gotta save Harry Potter from Lord Voldemort. There's Lord Voldemort.
I've never heard that.
Harry Potter.
So,
I've never actually attempted that before.
So, I've already told you a little bit about it. But
tiny bit.
This has been not a great week for me.
Yeah.
I've just been super busy, aside from the podcast. And I had a couple misfires this week as far as books went.
Oh, you hate to see it.
I started with The Orange Eats Creeps, which I heard was a very bizarre book.
It's a very bizarre title.
And I started reading it. I got about 10, 15 pages in.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is all incoherent, poetic gobbledygook, and I don't know what the fuck to actually write down. I don't know how to, because everything is like vagaries and metaphor and poetic license.
And it's hard to convey that in a show like this.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what to actually write down and tell you. It's just, I would have to write down everything because it's so weird. So I'd put that down. I picked up a book that I kept procrastinating. I bought a book called Chronocules.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Or Chronocules. I'm not sure how it's pronounced because it's not an actual word.
I'm going to say Chronocules because that just seems better to me.
Yeah, me too. So I bought it at the same time I bought Time Blender.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, wow.
I just, when I bought Time Blender, I bought a handful of books, and that was one of them. And I have tried twice before to read it for an episode. And it is so goddamn boring. Every time I take a run at it, I just give up because it's so boring. So I was getting desperate, and I was like, I'm just, time to Google search. Let me find something interesting that's also relatively short, right?
Yeah.
So the book I have chosen for this week is called My Immortal. It is written, allegedly, by Tara Gillespie.
Is this the book that J.K. Rowling ghost wrote and then said later, after it was reviewed horribly, that it was her?
No.
Okay.
I would not call this a book.
Oh.
It is heralded as the worst Harry Potter fanfic
ever
God. Written. It is, of course, the genre would be erotic fantasy.
Of course.
It was quote unquote published in 2006. It was written in 2006.
Okay.
And it's 44 chapters long. I don't know how many pages long because it was on a website where you just scroll forever.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know how many pages that is, but it was 44 chapters long. And I read all of it.
We talked about this, not this, but something like this, doing a fanfic episode or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to come this soon.
No, me neither. And honestly, I wanted to hang on to this because it's short enough that I wanted to just read it to you as a bonus episode.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But as I read the whole thing, it's really hard to read in the later half.
I see.
I think the person writing it was devolving as it went.
Oh, no.
Because it gets really fucking hard to read and have to work out sentences.
Okay.
But maybe in a future bonus episode, revisit it and I'll read you the whole thing verbatim. Because it's pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny. So it's kind of a scenario with the Eye of Argon where there is a purported author, but we don't know if that's really the person who wrote it or not.
Okay.
Right? And we'll get into that at the very end. Before we jump into the story, I want to show you some photoshops that may give you a little bit of insight into the characters and the story.
Okay.
They're fan photoshops. People who like fanfic made up some things.
Things about it. Okay.
In place of a cover, here's one.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's, wow. how am I going to attempt to describe this? If Draco Malfoy and I can't tell if that's supposed to be Harry Potter or Cedric Diggory. It looks like a combination of both. Were half Voldemort, and half My Chemical Romance.
Wow, you nailed that on the head. Actually, I'm impressed. So that that's one. That
was very well done too.
Oh no. Here's the other.
So this is if Draco Malfoy and Harry Potter were corrupted and turned into a bunch of Asian computer coding.
Yeah, so
mixed with some wingdings.
That file. Oh, it's a JFIF.
Oh, it's a JFIF.
Yeah, and apparently Dropbox doesn't open that type of file.
Because they're stupid. Just use a JPEG.
Yeah. Oh, we'll just. I don't know. The second one was very similar to the first one. Okay. So it was just a different, one.
Yeah. But, yeah.
So anyways.
I'm gonna hate this.
Probably. So let's dive in. My Immortal. So our main character is a 17-year-old goth vampire witch who is a student at Hogwarts.
Okay.
Her name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way.
Ebony Dementia.
No, Darkness.
Oh, Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way.
Yep. I don't think she knows what dementia means. So the story is told from her perspective. But the way I wrote it was just from an outsider's perspective because it makes more sense that way, I think. It gets a little confusing.
Because you don't want to take on the personality of a
17-year-old. I'm not going to say I when I mean her.
Yeah.
And plus she shifts perspective a couple times without any warning.
Oh.
So one of the other characters will be saying I, and I'm like, what? She's got a dick now? What? So she has black hair with purple streaks in it.
I could have told you that.
And red tips, icy blue eyes.
Oh.
And she loves wearing clothes from Hot Topic. The story begins with Draco Malfoy shyly saying hello to her.
Hey.
And she says hello back, but she hears her friends calling to her, so she leaves without another word. She wakes up the next morning. That was a great chapter, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was fantastic. That was my favorite chapter.
She said hi to Draco Malfoy.
It's going to be a short book if that's one chapter and there's 44 of those.
That was the shortest chapter.
Oh.
That was the first one just introduced you to her, what she looked like, and then she said hi to him. That was it. The next morning, she wakes up in her coffin.
Naturally.
And it's snowing and raining.
Oh, it's slaining, as I call it.
Slaining.
I have used that unironically before.
So she opens her coffin and drinks some blood from a bottle, to refresh herself from, because you get dehydrated at night, so you have to drink a little bit.
Did you describe her as a vampire in the beginning? Did I gloss over that?
Yeah, no, she's an actual vampire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As she's putting on her black lipstick, her friend Willow grins at her and says, OMFG, I saw you talking to Draco Malfoy yesterday.
Is that what they call it?
They walk out into the Slytherin common room.
Of course she's Slytherin.
As they're talking. Well, of course.
I mean, that wasn't even speculation. There's just, of course she is.
And she continues, do you like him?
He said, hey, awkwardly, and I said, hi.
But he's really hot.
I agree.
You shouldn't.
Tom Felton is beautiful.
He is now, not in the Harry Potter films, you fucker.
He is in the later ones. Yes, he is. You telling me Half-Blood Prince Tom Felton isn't attractive?
Is technically 16, right?
I don't know.
Well, that's where you need to stop then, if you don't know. That's where the line is. And so Ebony replies, no, I fucking don't. Just then, Draco Malfoy walks up to them.
Oh, no.
And he's like, you bitch is loud as hell. I can hear you caterwauling from over there. No, what he actually says is that Good Charlotte is having a concert at Hogsmeade.
Now, for those of us who don't know, who is Good Charlotte?
It's a band from the early 2000s.
Okay, name one hit.
The Anthem.
There we go.
That's their only.
That's the hit.
Yeah. Also, Hogsmeade is still part of the magical realm. A Muggle band would not show up at Hogsmeade. So he's like, there's a Good Charlotte concert. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Ebony exclaims that Good Charlotte is her favorite band.
Oh.
Besides My Chemical Romance. And Draco asks her if she wants to go with him.
Aw.
And Ebony gasps.
They're going to the Hogsmeade. I was going to say ball. It's not a ball. Just they're going to Hogsmeade.
This
together.
concert.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit later. She's getting dressed for the concert, and she suddenly feels a little depressed. So she starts cutting her arm.
As one does.
Yep.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Does she go across the street for attention or down the street for results?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
I'm going to assume it's all across, you know?
Yeah.
When she walks outside, Draco is waiting in front of his flying Mercedes-Benz in a plain t-shirt.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me tell you something about the Harry Potter world.
Right.
Cars.
Yeah.
Made by muggles.
Mm-hmm.
Muggles, non-wizards.
Right.
Wizards, especially pure-blood wizards like the Malfoys,
right,
hate muggles.
Right.
And everything that they touch.
Yeah.
Draco Malfoy would not have a flying Mercedes-Benz.
But flying cars are a thing in Harry Potter.
Mr. Weasley has one.
Yeah.
And everybody hates him for it.
But he has one. Draco Malfoy has one.
No, he doesn't. It is a 2-seater broomstick built for 2. And that's canon now.
So
how dare you?
He's standing in front of his flying Mercedes-Benz in a plain t-shirt, skater pants, black nails, and eyeliner. And the license plate reads 666.
That's it? Just 666?
The 666. That's what's on his license plate.
Okay.
On the way to the concert, they, quote, smoke cigarettes and drugs.
Wow.
They smoke drugs.
Mm-hmm. You know the best way to inject heroin? Through the lungs. So they have a great time. And they're in the mosh pit and stuff. Oh, wow.
And they even get autographs from the band members.
Oh, wow. All of them?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's almost as if the main character is a self-insert from the author of her wildest fantasies.
Nah, it couldn't be.
After the concert, Draco doesn't drive her back to Hogwarts.
Oh, no.
But into the Forbidden Forest.
Ooh, they fucking...
Ebony flips out on him.
Yeah.
And is like, what the fuck? Why are we going to the fucking Forbidden fucking Forest?
Why are you locking the doors? Why are you pulling out your wallet? What's that in your wallet?
So Draco...
Do you want to try that again?
Draco leans in extra close, and she looked into his gothic red eyes. He was wearing colored contacts.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
I thought about getting a pair of those. But I want to make them all black.
I want ones that are all white. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. His eyes revealed so much depressing sorrow and evilness. And then suddenly, she didn't feel mad anymore.
She felt horny?
Yeah, I guess. Because he had the same emptiness in his eyes that she had in hers.
We're so alike.
I guess. They start kissing passionately.
Oh, nice. Good for them.
And very soon are banging.
Oh, wow.
Yep. In the middle of their ecstasy, they hear a voice shout, "What the hell are you doing, you motherfuckers?" It was Dumbledore.
Oh. This is going to be a fun episode.
Yeah. It's either going to be a good episode or a bad episode.
Look, it's going to be horrible, but I'm going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, whatever. So he takes them back to the castle while furiously yelling at them. Just berating them.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that? You can't be doing that shit.
I expected better of you.
Ebony starts crying tears of blood. This happens a lot. Whenever she cries, it's tears of blood.
Huh. She's Jesus.
He brings them, Dumbledore, brings them to Professor Snape and Professor McGonagall.
Why is McGonagall there? They're both Slytherins.
I don't know. You're going to ask a lot of questions and I'm not going to have a lot of answers. Half the time Professor Snape is spelled Professor Snoop.
Oh, that's pretty great. And I have a joke that I can't say.
Okay.
If I say it, you're going to need to cut it out.
Okay.
Professor.
Oh my God. Well, hang on.
Oh no.
Hang on. There's a lot of misspellings and there's some characters that she just gets the wrong fucking name.
Professor Snoop.
So fucking Dumbledore brings them to Snape and McGonagall.
Snape and McGonagall, right.
And he says, they were having sexual intercourse in the Forbidden Forest.
How could they? It's not like they're horny teenagers.
Right. I mean...
She's 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we know how old he is? Same year?
We don't know. It ever says. I'm assuming same year.
Okay.
They demanded to know why they would do such a thing.
Because we're horny and 17 and we were alone in a car.
Because I love her!
Oh.
blurted Draco. Snape is just kind of at a loss for words at this outburst.
I can't believe it.
So Snape sends them to their dormitories.
Mm-hmm.
We caught you guys fucking. Don't do that anymore. Now go to the same place where you both sleep.
Well, the dorms are separate, right? The guys and the girls sleep in different.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
Oh, okay. I guess
and
that makes
also,
sense.
girls can go into the guys' dorms,
Yeah.
but guys cannot go into the girls' dorms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know Hermione was in.
She was in, yes, she
Ron
was, and that's what happens. And then later, I think in the same book, maybe in the next one, Harry tries to run after Hermione to talk to her, and the staircase turns into a slide and shoots him down.
Oh,
and everyone's like, he tried to get into the girls' dorm.
That's not equality.
And she's like, she went into our dorm, and they're like, yeah, she's a girl, she's allowed to do that.
That's not.
And they're like,
equality.
but then why can't I get into her dorm? She's like, because you're a guy.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Sexist.
Yeah.
So they go sent back to the dormitories. Draco asks Ebony if she's okay because she's been crying blood. I would ask somebody if they're okay if they're crying blood.
Are you sure you're okay? There's more blood on the outside of you than there is on the inside.
They're supposed to stay in there.
You look like Pete Davidson.
So she lies to him and says yes. What?
Fuck this book.
At this moment, for some reason, our recording fucked up, and we lost 5 seconds of audio. I didn't feel like getting back into the booth for one fucking line, so instead, I'm using this robot voice. So basically, Ebony goes to the restrooms to change her clothes.
Do we not meet Moaning Myrtle?
No, we don't.
Oh.
That would have been great.
But it's like the perfect setup for a title.
I know, but no.
Maybe it's been overdone. What about Cedric Dickory?
Or Neville Longbottom. You don't even need to change his name. It's there. And when she comes out, Draco is standing outside the door singing I Just Want to Live by Good Charlotte. The next morning...
I have no comment on that. Because I've never heard that song.
Oh, this is one of my favorite things about this book. The next morning, Ebony is eating a bowl of Count Chocula with blood instead of milk.
Nice.
And then later, she's walking with a cup of blood in her hand, just to sip every now and then. When somebody bumps into it and she spills it all over her top.
Oh, that is the worst.
And she's about to blow up when she sees who it is. Pale face, black spiky hair with red streaks in it, black eyeliner and lipstick. She says there's so much black eyeliner that it's like dripping down his face.
Oh, ew.
And red eyes. He was also wearing contacts.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't wearing his usual glasses, and the scar on his head wasn't there.
What?
Who do you think it is?
Well, I mean, I think it's...
It's Harry.
I think it's...
It's fucking Harry.
I can't think of a joke. Go ahead.
Okay. He had manly stubble on his chin. And a sexy English accent.
Just on his... Don't they all have English accents?
Yeah, I was going to say, they all have fucking English accents.
They're all from England.
Some have Scottish and Welsh.
Yeah.
He reminded her of Joel Madden. He's the lead vocalist from Good Charlotte. So she runs into Harry. He reminds her of Joel Madden.
Yeah, she was about to blow up. Now she's just about to blow.
Exactly. Exactly. He says, "My name is Harry Potter, but most people call me the vampire."
Oh.
Because I like the taste of human blood.
Ew.
So she's a real vampire. He's
a poser.
Yeah.
Is that cannibalism or is cannibalism strictly eating?
I don't know. I think it's just eating.
So what is it if you enjoy the taste and consume often?
Well, it is called vampirism. Like if you do that, then you are technically speaking a vampire. Because that's the one, qualifier is you drink human blood.
That's so much cooler than cannibalism.
But drinking human blood?
In terms of name.
Oh, yeah. No, cannibalism is just... it's got a bad rap,
Yeah.
You say it and it's just negative. It's all negative.
Yeah. Vampirism, though, I mean, people bang vampires.
Yeah, they're
constantly.
Hot. So they sit and they talk a while until Draco comes up behind them. And he tells Ebony that he has a surprise to show her. And he takes her away, right? The surprise was just sex in his room.
Surprise, it's my dick.
Yeah, that was the whole surprise. While in the throes of passion, Ebony notices a strange tattoo on his arm. It's a black heart with an arrow through it. And on it, in bloody Gothic writing, the word vampire.
Oh.
She jumps out of bed and screams, "You bastard!" Draco says, "No, you don't understand." Ebony says, "You fucking idiot! You probably have AIDS anyway."
What? What?
So because he has a tattoo that says vampire on it,
Yeah.
she deduces that he is hooking up with Harry, who's now called Vampire.
Oh, okay.
It's not very clear, but
Okay.
that's where it went there.
Okay.
So he must have AIDS.
So he's banging Harry, so now he has AIDS.
He must have AIDS.
Yeah. All right.
So she quickly dresses and storms out of the room and goes straight to Snape's classroom, where she knows that Snape is teaching a class and Harry is there, or Vampire is there.
Right.
She busts in
Ooh.
and she says, "Vampire Potter, you motherfucker!"
No, she's still using his last name.
I mean, he didn't change his last name.
We just changed, but he didn't change his first name. He just said, people call me Vampire.
Right.
Okay.
So,
All right, let's roll with it.
I don't know.
This is not the worst thing I've nitpicked so far.
Right, this is one of the smaller things on the list of this story.
Yeah.
Everyone in the classroom stares at Ebony, and Draco comes running in, still naked.
It's not what you
and he's begging Ebony to take him back. And he's like, you don't understand, come on.
Maybe explain it instead of saying you don't understand.
No.
Oh.
Just go off.
Okay,
so I had to write this down verbatim because I don't quite understand it.
Okay.
So I'm just going to read it to you,
let's see if it makes any sense.
My friend Bloody Mary Smith smiled at me understandably. So a friend of hers in the class is smiling at her.
Yes.
She flipped her long waist-length gothic black hair and opened her crimson eyes. She had pale skin. Hermione was kidnapped when she was born. Her real parents are vampires, and one of them was a witch. But Voldemort killed her mother, and her father committed suicide because he was depressed about it.
Wow.
She still has nightmares about it, and she is very haunted and depressed. It turns out her real name was Smith, not Granger. And then in parentheses it says, since she is converted to Satanism, she is in Slytherin now instead of Gryffindor.
Oh, but I think that was pretty straightforward.
Is it?
Yeah. So Hermione, right,
Yeah.
was kidnapped by her real parents.
Okay.
Then Voldemort killed her mom, who was also a witch.
Okay.
Her dad killed himself. Their names were Smith, so her name is Smith instead of Granger.
Oh.
She's also now a Satanist.
So when she was born, she was kidnapped by her Muggle parents.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I didn't get the logistics here.
Yeah. Or her parents kidnapped her vampire parents kidnapped her back. One of the two.
Okay.
Something like that.
Right. When she was born, she was kidnapped.
Yeah.
And then but she's also a Satanist now.
Right. Now she's a Satanist and therefore not worthy to be in Gryffindor.
Right.
Because religion has anything to do with that.
This book, if you're cool, you're in Slytherin.
Right.
And if you're lame, you're everyone else.
Yeah.
That is this book.
Yeah.
So
Slytherins like to slither in
but her name is now Bloody Mary Smith.
Right. Yeah.
Not Hermione.
Not Hermione.
Vampire, I can't believe you cheated on me.
Isn't a Bloody Mary a non-alcoholic drink? No, that's a Shirley Temple.
No, it's Shirley Temple, yeah. Bloody Mary is like vodka and tomato juice or something like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Everybody gasps. But I'm not going out with Draco anymore, said Vampire. That was my best.
That was pretty good. That was better than mine.
I did my best.
Got to save Harry from Lord Voldemort.
Yeah, fucking right. And Ebony runs into the Forbidden Forest crying.
Look, first it stood for vampire, but now it stands for vampire.
So she's out in the Forbidden Forest crying about Draco and vampire used to be an item.
Yeah.
And she's jealous or whatever.
Yep.
Suddenly, Voldemort comes flying up on her. What the fuck?
Comes flying up on her.
Oh yeah. Okay. Suddenly, Voldemort comes flying at her on a broomstick.
Do you want me to take your notes and try and read the rest of the episode having never read any of it before?
No, I swear to God, reading through this has jumbled my brain. Because I've tried to put it into grammatical sense, but it is such a mess when you actually read it.
Lord Voldemort.
So Voldemort comes flying up on his broomstick.
Yep.
He puts the Imperius Curse on her.
Oh.
And tells her that she must kill Vampire Potter.
He doesn't use a broomstick.
No, he doesn't. He could just fly.
Yeah.
Which is weird. But Voldemort also respects pronouns. He calls him by his...
Yeah, he does. He calls him Vampire Potter.
Yeah, by his new name. So, cool, I guess.
Yeah, good for him.
I didn't expect Voldemort to be like that, but okay. So he tells her, with the Imperius Curse, she has no choice.
Yes.
You have to kill Vampire Potter.
Right.
She thinks about his sexy eyes and how his face looks just like Joel Madden, and she says, "No, I can't do it."
His face looks like Joel Madden now?
No, vampire's face.
Never mind. Yeah. I was thinking Voldemort, but no, I gotcha.
Voldemort hands her a gun and says that she will kill Potter or he will kill her beloved Draco. She asks him how he knows, and he tells her, "I have telekinesis."
That's the wrong one.
Yes, it is.
That's not the one.
So Voldemort flies off, and Draco approaches her. They apologize to each other and walk back to the castle, making out.
What does Draco have to apologize for?
I don't know.
He didn't do anything.
No, I don't know. He's not like, "What's with the gun?"
Yeah.
He doesn't say that at all.
He's like, "Oh, you have a gun. Cool."
Later, Ebony is sitting with Bloody Mary and Ron, who is now being called Diablo.
Did you get that gun from Lord Voldemort?
And they're singing depressing songs. Right in the middle of a song, Ebony bursts into tears and tells them about Voldemort telling her to kill Vampire. Suddenly, Draco jumps out from behind a wall and yells, "What the fuck? Why didn't you tell me?"
Logical. That's logical. Not why he's behind the wall.
Right, but...
Because why? But logical that he would be concerned.
Draco runs out of the room crying.
Why didn't you tell me?
An hour later, Dumbledore comes storming in to the common area.
"What have you done? Draco has been found in his room dead.
What?
He slit his wrists."
Must have gone down the street.
I guess so. He committed suicide, apparently.
Holy shit.
Ebony screams and runs to her room.
So he offed himself.
Yeah.
Because she was told to kill Vampire.
Yeah, and Draco still kind of loves Vampire.
But she didn't do anything.
No.
Okay.
So to save Vampire, I guess, he killed himself?
That's not how that works.
It's not clear.
Nope.
It's not clear at all.
Nope.
So she screams and runs to her room.
Yeah. Tells her friend to fuck off.
She strips off, jumps into a bathtub. There's a Linkin Park song blasting at full volume.
What song?
Didn't say.
Doesn't even matter.
Linkin, yeah. And then she cuts herself a little bit. So she grabs a steak that she just has with her at all times.
Oh, raw or cooked?
Not that kind of steak, although that's how it's spelled.
Like a wooden steak.
A wooden steak.
Okay.
And she presses it on her chest where her heart is, right?
Oh, yeah. She's like, I could just end this right now.
I could just end it.
That also doesn't end it.
Well, it says in the book that will kill a vampire.
Okay, I guess that's
a wooden
canon
stake
in this
the heart.
universe then.
That's, well, in this universe of that universe.
Yes.
After calming down a bit, she gets out of the tub and wraps up in a Marilyn Manson towel. She sees outside the window Snape on a broom videotaping her. Ooh! And Lupin right next to him on a broom jerking off.
Wow. If there are two people who would not be together in that way.
They don't vibe.
No.
At all.
No, they never have.
There's not a single character that acts in character this whole book.
Clearly. Wow.
So Ebony screams and Vampire runs in. Harry Vampire Potter. Snape and Lupin start yelling spells. Yelling spells?
Yeet.
Expelliarmus.
I think that's how it was literally written in the book. I should have wrote casting spells.
No, they're yelling them.
They're yelling spells when Ebony pulls out the gun and empties it on the pair of professors.
Holy shit.
I mean, she has every right to do this.
Motherfucker gets dedicus.
Yeah.
Black.
Holy shit. So she empties the gun. And then Dumbledore runs in and he says,
"Ebony, it has been revealed that somebody has no."
Somebody has no.
Hagrid appears outside on his broom.
Oh, he doesn't have a broom.
He has a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I don't think a broom would hold him.
No, that's why he has a motorcycle. It's Sirius Black's motorcycle.
And he says that they all need to talk about something.
Clearly. You just shot and killed a professor and potentially a professor, but also potentially not.
This is one of the most hectic scenes in the whole story.
It seems like it.
It's like, these guys are outside recording her. One's jacking off. She's like, bam, bam, bam. Dumbledore comes in like, I gotta tell you something. Oh, shit.
After Vampire comes in, while she's emptying the gun, and she doesn't kill him, thankfully.
Right. And then Hagrid shows up. He's like, look, we need to talk. I don't know what's going on here, but we need to talk. Okay, now somebody says this. I don't know who.
Oh.
But somebody says,
Yep.
How do you know, Hagrid? You're just a student.
That's gotta be Harry.
Either him or Dumbledore. I don't know. Maybe not Dumbledore, but somebody says that. Which, no.
Yeah.
He's not a student.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who the fuck wrote this? Like, how do you not know Hagrid's not a student?
Yeah. They know surprisingly a lot and also nothing.
It's like somebody watched the movies kind of once.
Like 6 years ago.
Yeah. This is back in 2006. This is when the movies were still coming out.
That's true.
So it's like...
What movies were out by that point?
I think the Half-Blood Prince was the next one to come out.
Okay.
So this was Goblet of Fire? Was that the one? No, Order of the Phoenix. Order of the Phoenix. Yeah, that was the last one to come out, I think.
Okay.
This is my favorite fucking line in this story. I may be just a student, Hagrid said angrily, but I'm also a Satanist.
Shouldn't have said that. Should not have said that.
This is my favorite fucking line in this book.
Wow.
If you fucking want to hook somebody on this story, just do those two parts where she shoots him jacking off outside, and then Hagrid's like, I may be a student, but I'm also a Satanist, god damn it.
Huh.
Satan damn it. Like, this cannot be, says Snape. There must be other factors.
Didn't he die? Didn't he get pumped full of lead?
He's bleeding, but he's fine.
Okay. Sure.
He says there must be other factors. You don't have any, yells Ebony. He doesn't have any factors.
Moving on.
Moving on. Lupin holds up the camera. The lens may be shattered, but the tape is still in one piece.
So he shot the lens and didn't destroy the rest of the camera?
I guess. I don't know how that works. He rubs his dirty hand on his cock. And then he asks Hagrid, why are you doing this? Hagrid hasn't done anything yet.
No, he hasn't. He said, we need to talk. And also, I'm a Satanist.
Hagrid says, because I love her.
Oh, he loves her too.
He loves her too.
They haven't met yet, according to us.
They haven't.
All right.
So there's a scene where they all go to the hospital wing.
Okay. Madam Pomfrey.
And Hagrid and Ebony talk.
Madam, come for me. What?
And Hagrid confesses his love to Ebony, even though they don't know each other.
Sure.
And then she's like, what the fuck? I don't fucking know you. Fuck off.
That didn't work with Tom. Tom got in.
Tom? Oh, you mean Draco.
I mean Draco.
Well, she knew of him. She didn't really know even of Hagrid, really.
Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't say very well, but...
All right, look, all I'm saying is her standards could use a little
yeah, but
adjustment.
She's just like, fuck off. I don't want to have anything to do with you.
I mean, that's fair. That's totally fair.
It's fair. It's fair. It says that Lupin and Snape go to Azkaban for recording an underage girl through a window.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it too.
Yeah, yes, that's good.
Yeah. Much later, Ebony sees Vampire in one of the common areas sucking blood from a Hufflepuff girl. They casually say hi to each other.
Hey.
And then they lock eyes with each other.
Oh.
Suddenly, they jump on each other and start undressing.
There's another girl there.
And they're also in the common area.
Yeah.
It's a little awkward. Professor McGonagall comes by.
No, she doesn't. Not in the Slytherin common room.
I don't know. She yells at him for doing that.
Well, yeah. Okay, that's fair. But also, no.
And she's like...
Oh, maybe she took over because Snape was Azkaban.
Oh, that would make that... Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe she's pulling double duty.
Maybe. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And she tells him to cut that shit out.
Good.
And then Ebony starts berating Vampire for trying to fuck her when he knows that she's in love with Draco.
But
she participated in that whole thing, though.
Yeah. It takes two.
It specifically says they jumped on each other.
Yeah.
Like, what? This is a crazy bitch.
If there's a world where it's his fault, this is not that world.
Right. I think she's a crazy bitch.
Well, yeah, obviously. She's a goddamn vampire witch.
Suddenly, Vampire screams in pain, and his eyes roll back in his head.
Hot.
And his lightning bolt scar returns.
Oh.
And he says something about Diablo, who's Ron.
Yeah.
Helped him get rid of the scar? It said first he replaced the scar with a pentagram. And then he was like, nah, let's just get rid of the whole thing. And he got rid of the whole thing.
Use concealer. It's fine.
So his scar comes back and he has a vision. Voldemort has Draco hostage.
The guy who carved himself?
Guy who died, yeah.
Huh.
They run to Dumbledore's office to tell him what they know. And Dumbledore laughs at them and says he doesn't give a shit about Draco and he won't help them.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay.
Based Dumbledore.
Yeah.
So he's not going to help them at all. So Vampire tells Ebony that he has an idea.
We should bang.
He waves his wand, and in a flash, they're in Voldemort's lair.
What? You can't disapparate from Hogwarts grounds.
Well, he didn't do that. He used his wand. You don't use your wand for apparition. Apparition, whatever that's called.
But then what did he do?
I don't know. He waved his wand, and they're in Voldemort's lair.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No.
That's what it said.
No, I'm sorry, he didn't do that. No, you need to go back and reread that book.
Voldemort wasn't there, but they find Wormtail torturing Draco. So they step in between Wormtail and Draco, and they're like, you stop that. You stop torturing him.
That's not nice.
And then Wormtail professes his love to Ebony and asks her to fuck him. She's just too damn hot. You just can't help it. Ebony stabs him in the heart and then shoots him.
That's metaphorical, right? She says no, and it's like a knife cutting through his veins.
She literally takes a knife, stabs him in the heart, and then shoots him with her gun.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess I got what I wanted.
I mean, what do you expect when random people just come up to her and they're like, I love you, I want to fuck you? Like,
well, she gave one of them a chance.
So Wormtail's dead.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
Yeah.
And then they hear a voice.
Wormtail, what art thou doing?
It was Voldemort. He heard gunshots and he's like, Wormtail, what the fuck are you up about? What's going on?
Hi.
They could hear the click-clack of his high heels as he approached.
Love it. Yes.
He's just a queen in this book.
I'm all in. I'm all in.
I don't know why.
He wears a dress. Let's do it.
Quickly, they got on their brooms and sped back to the castle. Where'd their brooms fucking come from? Where?
Accio broom.
They're just sitting there hiding from Voldemort while they're waiting on their brooms.
For like 6 days.
They zip back to the castle. And then later, while Draco and Ebony are undressing, because they're like, oh, I'm so happy you're alive. And he's like, yeah, it was pretty awful. Let's bang.
Let's have some makeup sex.
Yeah, so they're undressing. Ebony cries about being the hottest girl in school. Why couldn't Satan just have made her look normal? Having everyone in school want to fuck you is a curse.
Tell me about it.
What a series of statements.
I mean, mood.
Yeah, mood. There's a section that's all about them going shopping for goth clothing.
Oh, nice. She get a corset?
She has a lot of corsets. Every single chapter lists exactly what she's wearing.
Oh.
And I haven't included any of it because fuck all that. But she's always wearing black and red. Most of the time, she's wearing a corset and really high heels. And she has pentagram jewelry or skull jewelry.
Sure.
One of those.
Yeah.
Then they don't just go to Hot Topic. They go to some other local little spots that specifically sell goth clothing.
Okay.
There's apparently a few of them in Hogsmeade, which...
Apparently it's a big market.
Yeah, wow. That's a lot. One of the places they go to...
This is the same book that had Remus beating off to a teenager.
Yes.
What the hell?
Yes. One of the stores they go to, they meet a hot sales guy, and his name is Tom Riddle.
All right.
There's an issue here.
Well, what's that? What I don't see any problems here.
Well, you see, Tom Riddle.
Yeah, he's a sales guy.
Well, he was Voldemort.
No.
As a young man.
No.
So he can't be a sales guy.
It's like Clark Kent. Or like Zooey Deschanel without bangs.
He has a split personality, I guess.
Yeah, apparently.
Hagrid comes in on a broom into the store while they're chatting with Tom Riddle.
Just flying a broom into the store.
Yeah, he just flies in. And he says Ebony needs to return to the castle immediately.
Okay.
She tells him to fuck off.
Naturally.
And that's it. We don't know what he was on about.
Oh, okay.
That's just it. He fucks off.
All right. Hey, cool.
And
hey, no means no.
She is going to a My Chemical Romance concert at Hogsmeade with Draco.
Now she's going to the MCR.
Now she's going to the MCR concert. Later at the concert, in the middle of the performance, the band members rip off their faces.
Oh.
It was Voldemort and the Death Eaters in disguise.
No.
You have failed to kill Vampire Potter.
Didn't even try, really.
No, she didn't even think about it.
She had a gun, was firing it, and he walked in, and she still didn't do it.
Right.
Now I will kill Draco.
I thought he was already dead.
I mean, he had him, right, in his lair?
He committed suicide.
Well, that was just a cover to kidnap him.
Okay.
I don't know how.
Okay. So you know the thing about kidnapping somebody?
Yeah.
And wanting something from the person who they mean a lot to?
Right.
They have to think they're still alive.
Right. You also have to inform them
Yeah.
of the situation.
Yeah.
Like, I need $10 million or
like he's doing right now.
Right, exactly.
Where he's like, do it, or you didn't do it, so now I'm going to kill your loved one.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Just then, a goth old man comes flying in on a broom. He has long black hair, a long black beard, and black robes with Avril Lavigne on the back.
Wait. Like a picture of Avril Lavigne on the back of his robes, or like Avril Lavigne on the back of his broom?
I don't know.
I choose the second.
Okay.
And she will now be in the rest of this scene.
Okay. I assumed it was just written on the back, but
probably, but you know. Hey, he's just a skater boy. She said, "See you later, boy." That's what she's been doing to Hagrid.
It was Dumbledore. He's a secret goth, apparently.
Oh.
He shoots spells at the Death Eaters and drives them off. Right.
Okay, he doesn't shout them this time.
No, he shoots them. This is later.
Okay.
Once they get back to the castle and they talk to Dumbledore.
Yep.
It turns out that Dumbledore is just a preppy poser. He's not really a goth.
Oh.
He was trying to get on their good side.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm like one of you kids.
By saving them.
Yeah.
Dressed as a goth.
Mm-hmm. And so they hate him now because he's a poser.
But he saved you.
No, he's a fucking poser. He's not down with it. He's not depressed like they are.
I told you about the shirt that I saw at an amusement park once that said, "I see scene kids."
Yes.
Yeah. Just that's all. That's all I have.
Okay. Yeah, no gratitude for him saving them ever at all.
Okay.
No. The MCR concert was rescheduled.
Oh,
because the band was being held hostage, I guess?
Yeah.
I don't know. They weren't
actually there.
No.
Apparently, Voldemort, though, can, like, rock a beat.
He was killing
everybody.
Yeah, he was killing it.
Huh.
Ebony is in her room, and she's trying on different outfits for the next one. You know, next concert.
Yeah.
And then Lupin pokes his head in.
His dickhead.
And asks if she has any condoms.
All right. You got any condoms in there?
Got any condoms?
Look, I'm asking for a friend. I'm the friend.
He's supposed to be an Azkaban.
Yeah, I know.
He's not.
Yeah. No, I got out of there.
And she's like, get the fuck out of my room before I murder you.
What about lube? You got any lube?
And so he's like, fucking bitch. And he leaves.
Fuck you.
She leaves her room a few minutes later, so she gets an outfit she thinks she likes.
Mm-hmm.
And then she walks out into the hallway.
Yep.
And then she sees Lupin and Snape fucking in the hallway. And Dobby is watching.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Okay. Lupin and Snape.
Yep.
Banging.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, saw that one coming.
Yeah.
Didn't see Dobby coming.
No,
neither did they.
Poor little Dobby. They both turn and glare at her, and then Dobby, noticing her, runs away crying. Ebony takes a picture of them as collateral. They have the video of her, so she's like, I need something to hold against them in case they want to do some of the video, right?
Yeah.
That was actually that was almost the semblance of some plot construction there.
Almost, except for the fact that they are still supposed to be in Azkaban.
Yeah.
So
it's
literally
out of nowhere.
There is so much more that you have on them.
Yeah.
Right? Because they are now presumably escaped convicts.
Yeah.
Banging in a kid's school.
Yeah, pedophiles.
Yeah.
I just read that and I was like, hey, you kind of made a thread there.
Yeah.
Something to connect a previous event to possibly the future. Maybe. It doesn't.
No.
So she takes a picture. She steps out of the castle. So she got ready, saw them, took a picture, went down to the front of the castle. And when she steps out, she doesn't see Draco. who should be waiting there for her.
Yeah.
She sees a vampire.
Draco's going to meet us there.
So Vampire tells her that Draco canceled because he was feeling depressed, and that he'll take her to the concert if she wants.
Wow.
Vampire also has a black flying car, but his license plate reads Enobi. Because it's supposed to be Ebony, but it's spelled wrong.
Just so you can get a feel of where I'm at.
Yeah. Okay. They fly to the concert, and then they make out in the mosh pit.
Nice.
Have a great time.
As you do.
Ebony then turns and sees Draco crying in a corner.
She stood him up, but not really. He stood her up, but not really, because now it looks like she... Yeah.
It's shitty what she did.
Yeah.
But why would you say I'm not going and then go?
If he did that.
Yeah.
If Vampire Potter wasn't lying.
I know what you're saying. Okay, I didn't even see it that way. Maybe that's how it was. They have a spat, but it's resolved almost immediately with no consequence.
I hate you. I hate you too. I love that about you.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. As Ebony, Vampire, Draco, Bloody Mary, and Willow are walking through Hogwarts together.
I feel like I need more belts to listen to this book.
More belts.
Just more belts and some guy liner.
So the gang is walking through Hogwarts together. They see Dumbledore speaking with Cornelius Fudge and Dolores Umbridge.
More like Cornelius Fudge Packer.
They were telling him, "You are no longer fit to be headmaster. You're too old, and your Alzheimer's is getting worse."
And he's like, headmaster, more like master of head. Hey!
But it literally says you're getting too old and your Alzheimer's is getting worse.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
And also the Dark Lord is trying to kill students, and you're not doing anything about it. So,
But he did.
He did. So they're just wrong.
But he was a poser, so I guess it doesn't...
He is a poser.
Yeah.
Dumbledore says,
"There's only one person who can kill Voldemort, and that person is Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way."
Oh yeah, that's her name.
Ebony gasps. So Dumbledore asks them all to come into his office so they can have a word. Ebony sits down and begins eating Count Chocula.
Nice.
She got the munchies in the middle of the day, I guess.
His office does have all kinds of candy and stuff.
That's true. You might just have that on tap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would if I could.
I'm saying. What I got to do to get a Count Chocula sponsorship on the show?
Draco and Vampire get into a fight about who gets to sit next to Ebony, and they start throwing hands.
There's two sides to her.
Apparently not.
No.
Apparently she is a one...
She's against the armrest.
She's a one-dimensional, maybe. Maybe it's a little, love seat or something.
Yeah.
At that moment, in the middle of their fight, Voldemort flies in through the window, shattering it behind Dumbledore's desk through the big window.
Yeah, the big one. It's me, motherfuckers!
Draco and Vampire stop fighting. Ebony stops eating.
That's how you know it's bad.
Voldemort tells her again that she must kill Vampire or he will kill Draco, and then flies away.
Literally do it yourself, right there. You're right there.
No, all he can do is remind her that she needs to do it, and he flies away.
Okay. She is imperious, kind of.
At this point, I'm thinking he's not real.
Yeah.
He's in her head.
I don't give this author that much credit.
You're right. No, but he just shows up, is like, you gotta kill him, and then takes off again.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything else.
He's like the Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah.
But not.
Ebony starts crying, and then her eyes roll back into her head. She has a vision of Voldemort killing Draco. Draco and Vampire tell her that it'll all be all right, but she screams, "It won't be all right! OMFG, what if I'm getting possessed like in The Ring too?" Bloody Mary suggests that she tell Professor Sinistra about the visions. Now, so the person who wrote this got two professors mixed up.
Okay.
Because Professor Trelawney is the one who's about visions and psychic prophecies and that sort of thing.
Right.
Sinistra is the professor of astronomy. You don't see her in the movies. They mention her, but you never see her in the movies. So the person got those two professors mixed up. So when she says Sinistra, she means Trelawney. Oh, another thing is she doesn't... Okay, so the author doesn't write Sinistra. They write Sinister every fucking time.
Oh.
So they go to Professor Sinister about the visions.
Maybe it is intentional.
Sinistra tells her to look into a black crystal ball.
Dope.
She sees a skull and a pentagram.
Of course she does.
And then Vampire walks in, interrupting it.
I am losing my interest in this.
Yeah, I know, I get it. And then And then Professor Sinistra says, okay, you can go now. See ya, cunt.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
She
Okay.
says, see ya, cunt.
Favorite character, I guess. Look at this ball. What do you see? All right, get the fuck out, you bitch.
Can you imagine a professor saying that? Also, she didn't help her. She was like, look at the crystal ball. She saw something, and she's like, all right, get out.
A skull and a pentagram.
Yeah, that was it.
What does that mean?
Who knows? She didn't say.
Yeah.
She's like, get out.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out. So Ebony and Draco drive his car to the top of a tree. This is that night. And they bang in his car.
Yeah. The Mercedes.
And then mid-orgasm, she has another vision. In it, a quote-unquote black guy shoots 2 goth men and then speeds away in a red car. I don't know if she means a person in black or literally a African-American person.
Kingsley. Got to be Kingsley Shacklebolt.
Maybe. I don't know. But she has this vision. The men who got shot in the vision were Lucius and Sirius. So Draco's father and Sirius Black.
Right.
Who is Vampire's godfather. Right. They immediately go to Dumbledore and tell him to find the 2 men before they're killed.
Yeah.
Right. He does that for some reason. It's weird. He like laughs at them and then they intimidate him into doing it, which is no.
She does have a gun.
That's right. That's right. She does have a gun. And so he eventually is like, through intimidation, he's like, fine, I'll do it. And then there's literally a phrase in the story where it's like, and then Dumbledore does some stuff and talks to some people. I mean, pretty straightforward.
Stuff and things.
Yeah.
Love it.
And it gets done. They get him.
This is what my 11th grade history teacher, right, at one point in time, the whole class handed in essays on a certain topic.
Yeah.
And he held up the entire stack of essays and said, "This is nothing but vomitous mass."
Yeah.
And threw them all in the trash.
It's pretty good.
It was dope.
Professor Sinistra then tells Ebony that the only way to stop Voldemort is to use the Time Turner to go back in time and seduce Voldemort.
What if you killed him?
Well, the very next thing she says, and if that doesn't work, fucking shoot him.
Okay. Okay. Don't go back in time to kill Hitler. Go back in time and fuck Hitler's mom.
Yeah, well, be the case. There's some logic here. It's not logical, but it's their logic.
Yeah.
They believe that Voldemort could only be that evil because he had a broken heart. And if he was in love with someone, he wouldn't be doing bad things. There you go.
Okay.
So if you make him fall in love with you, he won't turn into the evil Voldemort.
That I'm gonna save him.
Right. That's
because that ever works out.
I'm gonna fix him. Spoilers, it's not. So they're gonna fucking shoot him.
Yeah.
So Ebony, Draco, and Vampire start making this out of fucking nowhere. They just start making a sex tape.
Oh.
It's like, you got to go seduce Voldemort. And they're like, cool. All right, let's meet up in the room. I got a camera. We're going to just fuck. Then make a sex tape. And at that moment, McGonagall and Snape burst into the room. Whenever someone's having sex, somebody finds them. Like, they run in and stop it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, stop. We know we have cameras everywhere. We know you're doing it.
Hey, we got a camera too.
So Snape and McGonagall burst in. Oh, Snape's back.
Yeah, apparently. Again.
They take the students to a dungeon where Vampire and Snape...
I'm into this. I'm not into this.
Vampire and Snape have a short gun battle that...
That is not what I thought you were going to say.
Quote-unquote gun battle. They shoot guns at each other, but neither of them hits the other, and they just run out of bullets.
What's the movie with Sean Bean where they like burn books or whatever, and they do gun kata?
Yeah.
What's the movie? Equilibrium.
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 Yeah, okay.
Just go watch that.
Yeah, that's a great movie. But yeah, no, it's like that fight where they just keep shooting and they're not hitting each other.
Yeah.
All of the students get locked up in chains in the dungeon, right?
Kinky.
Also, why is McGonagall helping Snape?
Yeah. She's just into this now.
I guess. She's just on his side now.
Maybe she's been Imperious.
Snape, that's a fair point, maybe. Snape takes some stones out of his pocket and places them around Draco and then lights a candle. He pulls down his pants.
Yep.
Whips out his dick.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a dark mark on his dick. He pulls out a knife.
Yeah.
And then he hands it to Ebony.
Oh.
Who's chained up, by the way.
Yeah.
And he says, "Stab Vampire or I will Draco.
Wow.
So when you said before...
I made a joke that I thought was going to need to be cut.
I'm afraid it's going to have to stay in now. Yeah, that's probably the worst part of the book, is threatening to a minor if you don't murder somebody.
If another minor doesn't murder somebody, another minor.
Right, yeah. So that happens. She refuses, and Snape pulls out a leather whip and begins whipping Draco.
That's not what you threatened.
It's not what he threatened, no.
So you're already losing credibility in the eyes of...
That's what I'm saying.
Your victim.
Also, how is she supposed to stab Vampire when she's chained up?
That's her problem.
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Look, one way or the other, something's going in someone.
Ebony uses her vampire powers to telepathically send a message to Draco and Vampire. Vampire is so confusing.
Yeah.
And also, this is the only time she has or uses vampire powers.
Her telekinesis.
Your telekinesis to send a message. She needs Snape to be distracted.
Yeah.
Which he's already pretty distracted. He's whipping Draco.
Yeah.
So she uses the Crucio curse on Snape.
Cruciatus curse.
The Cruciatus curse, whatever. She uses it on him, and he begins running around the room screaming.
Eee! Brought that back.
Ebony pulls out her phone and texts Sirius.
While chained still.
Why does she have
Sirius's number?
I don't know. Why does she have a fucking phone? I don't get any of this. So she texts him.
Yeah.
He instantly appears.
Damn.
He's just, bam, he's there.
Wow. He's like, wow, you're the hottest girl ever. I'm going to answer whenever you call.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sirius be simping.
He releases them from the chains and puts the chains on Snape. Right?
I release you from your human bones.
As they're leaving the dungeon, Sirius is interrogating Snape with the Cruciatus curse and using a tape recorder to record his secrets. It was time to go back in time to seduce Voldemort. So we had a little filler arc there.
Right, yeah.
Now we're back in the main arc here.
Yeah.
Her friends buy her a sexy red and black corset and fishnets.
Pretty sure she already had those.
Well, these are more revealing than anything she usually wears.
Damn.
Because they're like, you got to seduce Voldemort. We're going to help you out here. We're going to get you something hot. Professor Sinistra gives her a gun, another one.
Oh, wow.
There's another gun now.
She's dual wielding.
Which she straps to her leg.
Nice. The femme fatale.
Yeah, man. She uses the pensive to travel back in time.
That's the wrong one.
That's the wrong one! It mentions she still has the time turner, but she uses the pensive.
So she's just visiting so this has already happened, and she's just reliving the memory of her seducing Voldemort.
No, it's very clear that it's not a memory. It is literally going back in the past.
But that's not how it works.
I know! It's not how it works! She is standing outside the school, and she sees one of the hottest goth guys she has ever seen. He has long black hair, green eyes, and is wearing a black ripped suit.
Why ripped?
Because he's goth. It's got to be ripped up.
I've never seen a ripped suit.
Me neither, but it sounds pretty cool.
Like, ripped jeans are fine, but like a suit?
I don't know.
You telling me Keanu Reeves would look better in John Wick if his suit had cuts in it?
It does now.
Okay.
Got a lot of cuts in it now.
All right.
So she sees this hot goth guy, and then it literally says, "It was Tom Bombadil."
This author is taking the piss.
I know. That was another point where I'm like, this is not
Tom Bombadil.
This is not someone who's just dumbly writing. No, someone did that as a joke.
Tom Bombadildo.
So Ebony introduces herself, and Tom says, "You can call me Satan." That's my middle name, after all.
Tom Satan Bombadil.
It's actually Marvolo.
Yeah.
Tom Marvolo Riddle. So he got that shit wrong. They talk for a few minutes.
Marvolo's his mother's name.
Oh, that's
so
right.
I always took it to be two last names.
No, you're right. You're right. Because there was something about his parentage where he's like, I wanted to hang on to both names.
Yeah.
Something like that. So they talk for a few minutes, and then she feels herself falling, and all of a sudden is back in Sinistra's classroom with the others.
Oh.
Which is not where the fucking pensive is.
No.
It's in Dumbledore's office.
Yeah.
There's a short bit about Professor Sinistra is addicted to what is called Voldemort serum.
Okay.
It comes out of nowhere, and it goes nowhere.
Oh.
And it's not explained what Voldemort serum is.
All right.
I think later they're like, oh, to cure the addiction, you have to drink vampire blood. But she never does that.
Huh.
It just drops off the face of the earth, right? Never to be seen again. There's something about Snape and Lupin are back in Azkaban.
More like Azkaban.
The next day, Ebony time travels again. and Satan asks her to a Marilyn Manson concert at Hogsmeade.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
She runs into Lucius, Sirius, and Snape, their younger selves, actually. And they're all in a band with Satan called Black Tear.
Nice.
I think there's also James, Harry's father, in the band.
But he's the bitch boy?
I guess, because they don't mention him until later, and I'm like, what? He's in the band too? What the fuck?
He's a
rhythm guitar?
Nope. People who carry the luggage.
Oh, yeah, he's a roadie.
Roadie.
But they're missing their lead vocalist. They don't have a lead vocalist.
Is Satan not the lead vocalist?
Out of 5 fucking guys, they don't have a vocalist.
Huh.
Yeah, and Satan can't sing, I guess.
Huh.
So Ebony volunteers to be their lead vocalist. She's like, I was in my own band, and I'm a pretty good singer, so let's go. So they're like, we're gonna make plans to go to the concert together, and we're gonna play at the concert too. So they got that gig somehow.
Nice.
And then it's comes time for her to return to her own timeline, right?
Yeah.
So she wants to return, but last time it just kind of happened, and this time she doesn't know how to make it happen.
Right.
Marty McFly shows up with a time machine for her to use.
This is not the weirdest thing that's happened.
No, but this is just like...
we know Tom Riddle is not Voldemort because Tom Riddle's a salesman. Right. So it only makes sense that it's Tom Bombadil.
Right.
Which means naturally the next person who shows up is going to be Marty McFly.
No, this was the point where I stopped giving a shit.
This is Ready Player One.
Yeah, no, this was the author like screaming, "This is a fucking joke."
At this point, she was getting death threats.
And so this is her saying like, "I'm trolling you people." Like that's what it screamed to me. So the time machine is like a little black box. So she returns.
It's not the DeLorean?
No, it's not. It's a little black box.
Okay.
So she returns.
That's lame.
And she learns that Dumbledore has been sent to Azkaban along with Snape and Lupin.
Oh.
Because, quote, he is old and has cancer.
Alzheimer's and cancer.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, none of those are grounds for imprisoning someone.
Bifecta.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what else are you going to do? At least there he gets 3 hots on a cot.
Do they?
No.
I think their good memories are fed on by the Dementors, and that's it. That's all that happens.
Yeah. No, you're right.
There's a lot of filler shit I was done by this point. I was like, there's a lot of filler shit. I'm done with it. I'm just skipping through. The next time she is in the past, so she goes back again. Mm-hmm. She goes to a movie with Satan.
Oh.
It was, again, Voldemort. Just reminding you.
A snuff film?
No.
Oh.
I don't remember what film I think it's The Exorcist. That's what they're watching.
Of course it is.
And Ebony slips some amnesia potion potion.
Yeah.
She slips some amnesia potion into his Nightmare Before Christmas cigar.
Yeah.
So he has a cigar.
But also the Nightmare Before Christmas is out when they're watching The Exorcist in theaters.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
The Exorcist from like the 70s?
Yeah. But it says that because amnesia potions hadn't been invented yet,
okay,
it doesn't work.
That's not how that works. That's not how that is an interesting mechanic.
I don't understand.
There's a Michael Crichton book called Timeline.
Yeah.
Which is a fantastic novel and a terrible movie starring Gerard Butler and Paul Walker. Okay. But I love it. And also Billy Connolly in it. In that movie, people in late 90s USA discover time travel and use it. And they go back to this specific location in France, in medieval France. And they can't bring anything from the future to risk contaminating the past and having something go wrong.
Right.
It would be fascinating to have the concept be that if it wasn't invented yet, it either disappears or doesn't work in some way.
Right, that's the time-space fixing itself.
Exactly. Yeah. That would be a really cool mechanic that I want to see somewhere. If you know about that, listeners, let me know. I'm genuinely curious. No one's listening to this.
No, everyone is gone. So, the amnesia potion didn't work, which she was hoping would help her do the job.
Seduce
her.
Yeah.
So she has to seduce him the old-fashioned way.
Just show him your tits.
So she turns up. Well, they're in a movie theater. I mean,
just show him you're in the 70s.
She turns up the charm.
Oh boy!
While they're making out, a preppy girl yells at them to stop.
Oh,
she's like, "You're being indecent in a public theater." So Ebony kills her and drinks her blood.
Oh, just
straight up.
Nice.
She's never done anything like that before.
Nope. She has drunk blood.
She has, but we don't know how
she has killed people. No, she hasn't. She tried to kill people. She shot Snape and Lupin a lot.
Yeah, but that was somewhat justified.
No, you're right. I'm not saying that wasn't.
Straight up murder.
Yeah.
And I mean, I justify it being like she's trying to get on Voldemort's good side.
Right.
It's like, look at me, I can murder too.
I'm cool.
But they have to leave the theater. They don't get to finish the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, bummer. So they're on the way to the concert.
Oh.
And then they enjoy the Marilyn Manson show, and then they perform, their
Right,
black tier afterwards.
Which is exactly what happens. You have the headliner come on, and then you have somebody come on after.
So they get on stage and start playing their gig. But one of the guys fucks up a chord.
Oh.
And then they all just start fighting each other. One of them's like, you fucked it up. And he's like, I didn't mean to fuck it up. And he's like, well, you did fuck it up, you fuck up.
Fuck you.
They just start fighting with each other on stage in front of everybody.
Dope.
Anyways, it's very not interesting. And it escalates to a point where one of them pulls out a gun. Not her gun.
Just a gun.
Someone else has a gun.
Huh.
And shoots at one of the others. And Ebony steps in front, takes the bullet.
Why?
I don't know. But she blacks out. And then she wakes up in the school hospital.
And it turns out Voldemort was in love with the guy that she saved. So because he didn't die when he was supposed to.
No.
Oh.
No, she wakes up at the school hospital in her timeline. Voldemort flies in. So this is normal evil Voldemort.
Yeah. Flies
in and just starts crying. He's like, you haven't killed Potter yet. And he's just crying. The others
is a Wendy's.
The others come running in, and they all have black boxes.
Oh,
somehow.
Okay.
And not just her friends from that time, but also the guys from the past time that she was just with.
Oh wow!
Come running in.
Oh wow! The band members.
Yeah, and I don't know what the fuck's going on at this point.
Okay. Well, the gang's all here now.
Voldemort just vanishes as they run in. Just he's gone. Later, Ebony walks in on Draco fucking Snape. Like, Draco's the one doing it. Snape is receiving.
He was chained up.
No, he's not chained up in the system. Also, he's out of Azkaban again. That motherfucker will not stay in there.
No, he's like a cockroach.
So they're having consensual...
Roach.
They're having consensual sex, and then she runs in anguish to her room to commit suicide.
Oh.
Again.
Yeah.
Everyone does this. This is what they do when something bad happens.
So she thought he killed himself before.
Yeah.
And she was fine with it.
Well, she
wasn't considering offing herself.
Right.
But now that he's banging another guy again, now she has a problem with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she values his love more than
his life.
I didn't want to say it, but okay. All right. So she goes to commit suicide.
Yeah.
She slits her wrists and then everything goes black.
Oh.
She wakes back up in the 1980s. How the fuck? They'd never mentioned any year ever in this story.
Well, they were watching The Exorcist.
Yeah, so I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
But in the 1980s...
Yep. Okay, move on.
There's ages that don't fucking work here.
Move on.
Okay.
Just move past it. Don't think about it.
So she wakes up in the 1980s with Satan, Voldemort.
No.
She then starts recording a sex tape of Voldemort and Hedwig, who is a man? I don't understand that part.
For those who don't know, Hedwig is an owl.
There's no mention of him until this point, and they just act like they know who he is, and he's a guy. And so Voldemort and Hedwig start making out, and then fucking Ebony is like, oh, this is great. If they fall in love together, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I'll record a tape for him.
Yeah.
And so she's doing that. She's recording it on an iPod, by the way.
Okay.
Don't know where that came from.
Nope.
But then Dumbledore comes again. This motherfucker. Every time people are enjoying themselves, he just bursts in, has to ruin it.
I heard y'all were fucking.
And he takes the iPod away from her, and he takes them all to his office and scolds them. While he's doing that, she grabs the iPod back.
Okay.
And jumps toward the others.
Uh-huh.
And it turns out the iPod was another time machine.
Oh.
So she warps them all back to the other time. So they were in their time, and then her time, and then back in their time, and then she took them to her time.
Yes.
So, at this point in the story, everyone relevant to the plot is in the same time space.
Okay.
They're all in the present.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone who is relevant,
Right.
right? Both old Voldemort and young Voldemort, who is Satan.
And also Tom Bombadil.
And Tom Riddle's not, I mean, he's off doing his thing. Snape is there. Lupin shows up again.
Oh.
It gets pretty chaotic. And basically, evil Voldemort shows up, and he's fighting with Sirius and Lupin and some of the other professors.
Seriously?
And everyone is just shooting spells and bullets all over the place. And
Nice.
It was very confusing to read.
Okay. Is Bellatrix Lestrange in there?
No, she's not in the whole thing.
That's disappointing.
I know. The story ends with Voldemort about to kill Ebony.
Mm-hmm.
And it says this.
Oldemort.
Voldemort.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't fucking think of that. Voldemort is about to kill Ebony, and this is the last thing written in the story.
Save us, Ebony!
Begged Dumbledore. I cried sexily. I just wanted to go back to the common room and cut with my friends while watching Shark Attack 3 and Saw 2 and do it with Draco some more. But I knew I had to do something more important than that. Abracadabra! The end. Wait, where are you going? Where are you going? You gotta tell me your thoughts on this story. Where are you?
Don't you hate it when you want to go cry sexily
Yeah,
and you just have to kill a man instead?
yeah. It sucks. I mean, does abracadabra kill people?
Yeah, I was going to leave that one alone. You did this to me.
Okay, so I have a few more notes before we go on to the rating.
Okay.
So this story first appeared on fanfiction.com
I knew it.
in 2006.
Yep.
It was posted by a user called XXX Bloody Wrists 666XXX, who is allegedly named Tara Gillespie.
Right, the author.
But to this day, nobody knows for sure if this person is real or a troll.
Okay.
There is very little evidence one way or the other. There was someone who quote unquote hacked the account.
All right.
And wrote a bit of the story. I didn't include that bit. I didn't feel it was right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, it's been a troll the whole time, and that was part of the troll was the whole hack thing.
That sounds like it could be true.
There was another user who was like, yeah, that's my alternate account. I did all that. I'm the troll. But then that post was deleted. So it's one of those old internet things where you're never going to know.
Yeah, exactly. The world might never, unless like Eye of Argon, eventually they do.
Maybe like 50 years in the future.
Yeah.
Who knows? There was at the end of every chapter, the author was like, and thanks to Raven for editing, quote unquote editing.
Yeah.
Which
Raven Simone?
I think your username had Raven in it, so she just called Raven.
That's so Raven.
But there at the end, there's a note from the person who manages the website where this was on, which said something like Raven only edited the first 15 chapters, which made sense to me because at a certain point it took a dive.
Right.
Where it's like, I can't read this shit. It is so hard to read. It's got a lot of that, like what's it called? Leet speak.
Yeah. Yep.
Where it's like abbreviations replace, letters with numbers. And there was a lot of that by the end. So I had to take it really slow. There's a lot of character names that are either misspelled or swapped. Like I talk about Sinistra and Trelawney.
Right.
Those were swapped, and Sinistra was just Sinister the whole time.
Right, as well as Bombadil and Riddle and
right, all that shit. Ebony's name, it changed so much. I wrote down every iteration of her name.
Oh, go for it.
Most of them were from Vampire.
Okay.
Or Harry Potter.
Right, which was the bit.
Yeah. So Ebony is also known as Enobi, Egagi, Enabi, Ebambi, Ivani, Ibini, Ebponi, Ebobi, and Enoni.
Ebobi lives.
Ebobi lives. My favorite is Egagi.
That's a good one.
Egagi. My personal belief on this book, quote unquote book, this fanfic story, is that it is an absolute utter troll. And this is not a real person trying their best to write something.
It definitely felt like that.
Yeah. No, there's way too many moments like the Tom Bombadil, Marty McFly. I'm like, nobody is so coincidentally stupid to it's too much.
Right.
That is way too much. And I think those are moments where the person was frustrated that too many people thought it was real and was like, I'm trolling here.
You're taking the wrong message.
Yeah. And it's like
when you troll too well.
Yeah. But no, and there's a lot of flavor that I can't communicate to you.
I don't want to know what that tastes like.
It's like It's someone who is like trying to emulate that edgy goth person to the extreme.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's weird phrases like Ebony walked out the door suicidally. Just like where someone is just taking the piss.
Yeah.
And they're just like trying to act as goofy as possible with this like world here of like edgy teenagers and Harry Potter. And nothing like someone who would write a fanfic about Harry Potter would be a fan of Harry Potter.
Right.
Meaning they would know shit about Harry Potter.
Right.
And this is all wrong. So obviously it's someone who's just having fun with it.
Right.
There's no way it's real. No way. There is there is another fanfic of this caliber of Twilight. I believe it's called Edward's Forbidden Fruit. And a lot of people theorize that the same person wrote that.
Oh, I see.
Because the writing style is very similar.
Okay.
So I might hold that for another emergency time. But I would like to take a look at that as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I give this. I give this a wow.
Wow.
Wow. At the end of every episode of this show, the person who read the book must give the book a rating. Our rating system consists of 5 levels. I'm only going to read the last one.
Okay.
Toilet paper. The book is only worth the physical material it's made out of. No other rating matters today.
I'm not giving it a toilet paper, though.
You need to.
No.
You need to reconsider. Fine.
No.
We have a shampoo bottle, which is it's better than nothing. No, it isn't. An IKEA manual, which is competent but not entertaining. It is not competent. A Kindle pick, which is worth buying electronically and or discounted. If you paid for this, I will personally shoot you if you want me to. Hardcover, which is an instant classic. I will walk out of this studio and not look back if you give it a hardcover.
I'm not giving it a hardcover.
So, he who shall not be named, what is your rating for My Immortal?
From a certain point of view,
You're wrong.
you could say toilet paper.
You're right about that.
Personally, I would give it an IKEA manual or a reverse IKEA manual.
Defend yourself.
It is not competently written at all.
Nope.
But I think it was very entertaining and it didn't take that long to read. So like if you like really cringy, edgy, ridiculousness.
If you want to hurt when you read something.
Yeah. If you want your brain to feel like it's melting by the end, you should read it. You don't have to pay money for it. It's free online. But if you had the chance to buy it, don't. I guess. I don't know. You shouldn't buy it. But it's free online, so you should at least check it out. Just pick a chapter out of any of them. Just read it. And you'll laugh about something, I think. Whether it be the horrible spelling, horrible grammar, or just the weird phrasing. I get it. You're upset with me. It's fine. It's fine.
Do you know the first lines in the song My Immortal by Evanescence?
I don't.
I'm so tired of being here. This was fun. This was a lot of fun. It's sometimes it's hard because if we have a really, really good book, it's hard to joke around about it. Sometimes you're more interested in what's actually going to happen. This was really fun to make fun of.
Yeah.
It was really entertaining to make fun of.
It was an adventure to read.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
It reminded me slightly of the AI written Harry Potter.
I heard about it, but I didn't read it.
It was called Harry Potter and the Portrait of what looked like a giant pile of ash, I think is what it was
Sounds
called.
about right, yeah.
Which was just gobbledygook.
Yeah.
Because an AI wrote it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it reminded me of. But I don't know. If you're into either horrible fan fiction or troll fiction, or you just like cringy, edgy humor, then you should check it out, I think.
Well, if you want to yell at us, if you got this far,
if anybody's still listening,
thank you. We appreciate you. Email us at apage2far@gmail.com. That's apage2far@gmail.com. We have a Twitter. We have an Instagram. They are both at apage2far.
Yep.
We have our don't support us on Patreon from this one. If you're thinking about contributing to our Patreon and this is the episode that you decided to do it, let us know personally and we will shout you out.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
We have a Patreon. We have bonus episodes going up every month. We have outtakes. We have movie commentaries that we're doing. There's so much extra stuff that goes there that we just can't put on our main feed.
Right. We did the book Cows, which was the most horrible shit we've ever experienced.
If you like this book, you will still hate cows.
Probably, yeah. It's a lot worse.
Yeah.
We also have a YouTube channel. We post all of our regular episodes at our YouTube, if that's more accessible for you.
We do.
Go ahead and subscribe. We need to get to 100 subscribers so we can change the URL to
Right.
what we want.
Yeah.
We can't right now.
Yeah. We're working on it. We got fan art.
Yes!
We got our first piece of fan art
Nice.
featuring our boy,
Bobo.
Bobo.
Okay. I'm
So
eager
this
to know what it
is-
looks like.
This is, what's a good name?
Sylvester.
This is subscription, not subscription, submission.
Submission. Okay.
Submission to our fan art.
It's very fitting.
It is.
Good Bobo. Strong Bobo.
I like it.
I teared up.
I like it.
I teared up when I saw it. I love it. Good Bobo, strong Bobo. It doesn't look like Dodoria from DBZ, but that's fine.
Right.
That's fine. The real character didn't either. That's just what I pictured him as.
No, the one book cover I saw that had
Yeah.
him on it, I was like, that looks pretty good.
And that's what he used for inspiration, was the actual photo, which I guess is okay.
Yeah.
You're allowed. But seriously though, thank you for drawing that up. We're submitting it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks to our editors.
Yes.
We appreciate you guys very much. If you want to have the wonderful title of editor, then sign up to our Patreon. We appreciate it. We try to make this show sound as professional as possible. This episode did not sound professional.
No.
I'm going to guarantee that.
Yeah.
But, we tried, I guess.
Did we?
I did.
I had a lot of
tried.
fun. This is fine. It's fine. It's all fine.
Hashtag Boba lives.
Hashtag we do not condone any of this.
No, not even the writing of it.
No.
Hashtag. Hashtag. I can't do it. I can't do it like you.